microphone, Reima.
Okay, this one?
You have the icon at the bottom of the screen.
Ah, okay. I can. Okay. Okay. This one?
You are now muted.
Remove them.
I remove it. Oh.
Yeah.
Can
And
you...
connect through the computer microphone.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Oh, yes. Now we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Can you please record my session?
Yes, I will record your session.
And how do I change the slides?
You will have to change the slides yourself. So there is an arrow which moves the slides.
I can't see it.
Give me a second.
I cannot see it.
I cannot increase the size.
It is very small at the bottom. Probably.
It's at the bottom. There is a.
Yeah, but it's not moving. It's not advancing the slides. Do I have to do this? Let me see. Let me see.
It goes. It works. It works.
Okay, then.
I can. Yeah.
Okay, then I have to go to the slide. It's the show itself. Okay, so due to the COVID-19 pandemic, like all countries in the world, there was a sudden shift in Saudi Arabia from face-to-face teaching and learning to distance teaching and learning. And this started in March 2020 until the end of the semester in May. Shift to distance learning was abrupt, and students and instructors received no orientation nor training with regards to distance learning. In my presentation, I'm going to talk about student agency during the COVID-19 pandemic, how student agency was demonstrated, did the students know what their goal is in distance learning, and also I'm going to talk about students' perceptions of distance learning, how student agency was practiced, the students' beliefs about self-efficacy, their role, and the impact of student agency on distance learning. And finally, I'm going to report student and teachers' views of distance learning, then give some advice to develop student agency. Now, what is student agency? Agency is the opposite of helplessness. It is personalized learning. It is the capacity to take purposeful initiatives. It's the power to take meaningful and intentional action. Agency gives students voice, choice in how they learn. It involves perseverance, and it requires skills such as reflection and self-discipline. What students do when they have agency, they set their own goals, they plan, they initiate action towards their goals, they reflect and redirect based on feedback from their teachers and their classmates. The students learn through activities that are meaningful and relevant to them, driven by their interests and self-initiated with guidance from their teacher. The students also choose from opportunities provided for them, such as projects, writing assignments, and other types of activities. Student agency has 4 components. The first one is setting advantageous goals, and then initiating action towards those goals, then reflecting and revising, and finally internalizing self-efficacy. In my study, I interviewed and collected data from 174 students and 53 instructors from some universities. I collected tweets from Twitter in reaction to the sudden shift from face-to-face to distance learning. I also used an open-ended a questionnaire survey with open-ended questions about distance learning during the last semester. And I asked the students and the instructors to evaluate their experience with distance learning and give some reasons. Then after collecting the data, I performed a content analysis of the tweets. I analyzed the responses to the surveys. Responses and tweets were analyzed in terms of the 4 characteristics of students' agencies. In general, these are the results. What I found, 45% of the students and instructors were satisfied with distance learning. They thought it was fun and effective. On the other hand, 55% did not like distance learning. They thought it was a failure. They were dissatisfied. They said it was unsuccessful and ineffective, and they preferred face-to-face instruction. Here I'm gonna report some of the things that the students and the teachers told me about their experience. The students said that they had difficulty understanding online lectures and the online course material. They thought, or they found, that distance learning was a lot of hard work because the courses were back to back. The schedule was exactly the same schedule that they had in their face-to-face instruction. They had problems communicating with their instructors. They could not access or have any access to their instructors. They had connection problems, such as difficulties logging into the platform. The internet was slow because 6 million students, they went online at the same time. There was no technical support during the online classes. Even when they contacted technical support did not respond to their needs right away. The most common concern was exams and passing courses with high grades. The students complained about their marks and about grading. Some requested the automatic passing or cancellation and postponement of final exams, or to be given projects, reports, or research papers instead of exams, or to duplicate the marks of the first half of the semester. Now, what the instructors told me, they said that there was an attendance problem. The students would appear online, but in reality, they were away, since they had a recording of the lecture that they could replay later. Many students were not interested in online learning. They were not enthusiastic. They were demotivated. They said when they are in the classroom learning face-to-face, the students are very responsive. They give oral presentations, ask good questions, participate in the discussion. But online, they refuse to give oral presentations, did not ask questions, did not participate in any discussion, and did not do any assignments. They also told me that online exams were ineffective. Some students overslept and started an exam late, and the teachers, they had to give them extra time or give them another chance to take the exam. Some students cheated on exams, and they had doubt about whether the students took the tests and answered the exam questions themselves. To avoid students' complaints and negative effects of the lockdown on their morale, the university rectors mandated that instructors be lenient, give easy and straightforward questions rather than higher level thinking questions, and also to allow more exam time, to give them extra time and allocate only 20% of the total course mark to final exams instead of 60%, 50%, or at least 40%. The university administration gave the students the option to drop the course, to choose a letter grade A, B, C, D, or just pass-fail, a pass-fail result, and whether to have the course mark included in their GPA if they wish, or not to be included in their GPA. As a result, all of the students passed their exams without real learning involved. Now, I'm gonna just give some comments on distance learning from what I got from the students and the teachers, and the relationship between students and teachers' attitudes and what happened, and student agency. Well, we can see that there is absence of goals in the distance learning environment. The students' only goal was to pass exams. This is even true in face-to-face instruction. Exams and passing exams is very important for students, and also they study to get a degree. Students who were passive, there was low student engagement and motivation in distance learning. The students exhibited low self-efficacy and learned helplessness. They believed they had no power over what's going on around them, and nothing they do can contribute to their success or lack of it. Distance learning was teacher-centered, not student-centered. Even, in normal face-to-face classroom instruction, it is mostly teacher-centered. The teachers felt helpless. They had a passive role. They could not motivate the students. They were unfamiliar with active learning and teaching strategies in distance learning. Teaching was inefficient, no variety in teaching techniques, and they did not develop students' autonomy, and they did not make learning social because there was no interaction between the students themselves and the students and the teacher. The students only listened to the lecture given by the instructor. Now, in order to promote college students' agency, instructors and the university can do several things. First, they can help students set their own goals by guiding them to choose their direction, by raising their awareness of their strengths and weaknesses, and also by helping them initiate action through voice, choice, free will, self-determination, freedom, individual volition, self-influence, and self-initiation. Now, voice means expression, consultation, participation, partnership, leadership, and stuff like that. Choice means seeking students' approval and minimizing the teacher's responsibility, producing a positive educational effect, and making the student a more intelligent decision maker. Also, by selecting strategies for meeting students' goals, developing students' autonomy, providing course correction along the path to mastery, creating learning environments that optimize motivation and engagement, creating a culture of inquiry and creativity, encouraging independent learning by teaching effective learning strategies such as organizing, note-taking, and rehearsing, and making learning social through group work and community-based projects such as blended learning, competency-based learning, project-based and interest-based learning, work and service learning experience, and task-based learning. Instructors and also the university can promote student agency by helping them reflect and redirect by providing them with opportunities for externalizing their thinking, self-reflection, giving and receiving ongoing feedback from their teachers and classmates, practicing self-assessment and receiving feedback on specific skills, and building their critical awareness. They can also help students internalize self-efficacy by enhancing their belief about their self-efficacy. Now the responses to the questionnaires and also the quiz, they show low self-confidence. They show low belief in their abilities. So we can promote college students agency by associating students' belief in their ability to succeed with their level of effort and ability to persist when facing problems and challenges. Also by understanding that they have the capacity to get smarter. Thus, they will put in extra effort to achieve more. And by providing multiple opportunities for developing mastery of learning, sharing experiences of peers and role models who had overcome difficulties so that they have like a role model to follow or to copy. And by attending to students' physical and emotional states. Finally, we can promote students' agency by personalizing learning. How? By encouraging students to take the initiative, enhancing their cognitive ability to take control of their learning, by increasing their motivation, and by ensuring their response to activities. If the teacher gives them some activities, they have to participate and carry out those activities. And also by demonstrating mastery of concepts and skills. Finally,
sorry to interrupt you. 2 more minutes, please.
Okay. Finally, instructors and students need instructional and technical orientation, training, and support with regards to distance learning. The instructors can supplement the distance learning platform with another technology, other social media, such as WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook Messenger, to facilitate communication with the students and also to facilitate communication among the students. Okay, with this I come to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm ready for questions.
Thank you, Reima. Your presentation stirred memories that we got from the previous semester. I think that all of us were confronted with these problems that you have just mentioned. And, we from Transilvania University could consider ourselves lucky because we had this platform where we have the conference unfolding right now, but there were other universities that were not that fortunate. You mentioned the fact that your students were very dissatisfied with the distance learning procedures. I have to confess that some of my students were very happy with the online courses, and much to my surprise, they attended the online courses in a much larger number than the face-to-face courses.
I participated in another conference And we were three guests, three speakers, and one of the guests was from the College of Medicine, and 85% of the students in her college, they like distance learning, but almost half and half, like half the students in humanities colleges, especially the College of Languages and Translation, half, like 45%, like distance education, and 55 did not. But in the College of Medicine, 85% they like distance courses. So it differs from, I think, according to college or how it is used.
Yes, I think it depends very much on the profile of the college. There are these vocational colleges like arts or music where the distance learning is not that feasible, most probably. Okay, any other questions? In the meantime, I have made Raluca Alexe, our next presenter, the presenter for her talk, so that she can upload her presentation while we are still asking Reima questions. If there are any other questions or comments.
Maybe just one comment. Thank you very much for this reminder of what life was like last semester, and this semester continues. To be honest, just to share a very nice experience we have had, all of us, each generation of teachers had to change our attitude towards exams. Students who go online will, of course, give in to temptation, and they would definitely cheat. But if we formulate comprehensive synthetic products and requests where they have to use their knowledge, and we don't like to hear back encyclopedic and lexical knowledge, then the story is solved. So basically, we had to change our examination topics and attitudes. That's a totally big change.
I think we can do that if we don't use like one set of questions to all the students as in face-to-face instruction. If we have different sets of questions and each student of a couple of students, they answer different types of questions, then this way we will eliminate cheating. And also we don't have to give traditional exams. They suggested, they wanted to do projects, research papers, or stuff like that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Reima. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.